This organization, man, won 12 games since 2009, so that's a heck of a stretch. So it is tough, and I thought it was great the way we won today. The defense was unbelievable. Kept getting turnovers, scored 9 points, and found a way in a circumstance that was a little weird, as the game went, knowing that the actual outcome wasn't going to affect where we went the following week or where we didn't go. And the guys hung in there and found a way to get our 12th win.
So are these increasingly precious moments for you in this sixth trip to the playoffs? You appreciate it?
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, and I think it's just human nature. I mean, I'm excited for this team and to have another opportunity. I think every year when the season ends, you always reflect in the years where you don't get in, and your early on emotions and reaction are disappointment and really just kind of sick that you didn't even give yourself a chance in the postseason. And so now that we have given ourselves a chance, I think it's to embrace it and enjoy it and go fight like heck and see what happens. And there'll be 4 teams with a bye, so I don't know what their practice schedule will be like, but there'll be 8 teams practicing this week, in the league, and there's 20 that are at home. We've been part of that 20 a handful of times, many times, and so I think exciting to be going into January and have a chance. That's all you can ask for, and go against a tough opponent that we played, just a short week ago.
What are your thoughts on playing Baltimore again?
Yeah, it's a heck of a challenge. I don't think there was going to be a team that wasn't going to be a heck of a challenge. I mean, you get to this point, there's only 12 teams in. Again, this first weekend where 8 teams are playing, and they're all good. They're all good, and that team outplayed us last week, and it'll be a new game, new everything, and we'll see who can play the best this time for 4 quarters.
Does it help, though, that it's so close?
I mean, I think probably both teams will tell you from a preparation standpoint. I mean, it's still kind of fresh on your mind from the standpoint of, what how you prepared and what they did and what they didn't do and what they had done the whole season. So I think both teams would probably tell you that. So I don't know that there's certainly not an advantage either way. But so it will be interesting. It's a little bit of an extension of that first game to see the counter moves to what a long halftime, to kind of see now what the counters are and kind of how this game gets going and what the strategies are on both sides.
So during the season, when you win games like Seattle or Pittsburgh or Kansas City games, you always say you might draw on that later during the year. Is this when you sort of cash those checks?
Well, I think from a belief standpoint, yeah. I think first you got to believe you can win in any situation, any circumstance, any type of game. And I think we've done that. We did it again today. We did it in those games you mentioned, whether it be the defense getting a big stop to win or the offense driving and scoring late to win. Kind of leaning on each other, picking each other up when you're not great on one side of the ball. And we haven't been. We weren't today by any means. I mean, we ended up running for 100 yards and capitalized on some turnovers, but we weren't playing very well. But you find a way to win. And I think that's the name of the game, especially in the postseason. It's always the name of the game. In the postseason, just find a way to win. Nobody cares how. It's just find a way to advance.
I think a second crack or look at the Ravens game was such a tough game the first time around. What helped you guys the second game?
We'll find out. I'll let you know about whatever time it is on Saturday evening or Sunday evening.
So you mentioned the defense a little bit ago, but what is it about this defense that seems to really get going when they're in the pressure situation?
Well, I mean, they've had some big-time plays and big-time stops and key moments. I think it's just the collective group effort, from so many guys. There's not one strength here or there or just a couple big-time players. It's a collective group effort that finds a way to get it done. They play well together, and they expect to get stops. Every time they go out there, they expect to get a stop. And I think just like we expect to score. We know that's not going to happen every time. But I think when you have that expectation that we've set for ourselves, then you can make those kind of plays when you have to. Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Like I told you, stats, you can make them read however you want to read. You can last couple of weeks, or you can go the last 16 games. You can go the last 208 games. We can make that picture paint however. Every game's new. Turn it over, 12 times. I don't know if I've had a fumble this year, but, it's a new week, new game, and find a way to protect the football and make some plays and go score more points. 10's what we scored on last time. That was 7 with a short field off a turnover. So we're going to have to find a way to score more points.
Your thoughts on how
Yeah, well, it's not as good as we want to play. But again, I don't see any pattern. I don't really buy into pattern or momentums in the games. It hasn't been as good, but I think you look at our collective body of work this year, and it's been good enough to win 12 games. So I think we're a 12-win offense. I think we're a 12-win defense, a 12-win special teams. I mean, that's what we were. And we'll see now. We're all even. We'll see if we're a 1-win playoff team, and then we'll worry about another one later. But, I mean, that's kind of how I look at it.
Both Baltimore ran for 200 yards today, and they had the ball for 38 minutes. Does it put a premium on efficiency?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it really does. And I think that there's a fine line between paralyzing yourself with that thought and but then the reality of it of hey, every possession is critical. Just because of the style of offense they're playing, the success they're having, and even you can be playing good defense, and if they go 3 and 4 and 3, that's another first down, and then they're out there another a minute and a half, and so before the next set of downs. So I think it is important. I thought our defense, though, when you look at really last time we played them, did a heck of a job. I mean, before the turnover, I mean, they're at 16. With a chance to win, and again, we had some other opportunities offensively that we didn't take advantage of. I wasn't putting on the turnover. I was just saying, 16 points. I mean, I think when the other team scores 16, at least offensively, we believe we should win. We should never lose ever, and hadn't been the case throughout my whole career. But I mean, that's kind of how we've always thought, and that happened, 7 days ago, and we didn't win. So. We definitely feel like we were responsible really for that one a few weeks ago. But again, it's a new start, new game. Score will be 0-0, and we'll go from there.
But you guys avoided a 2-game losing streak in the league. In the NFL, that's an incredibly rare feat. What's the secret to your bounce back after losses?
Well, I think again we do have a tough group, a resilient group. All those words you hear that become cliche, I guess. But I do think that we have a group of guys that stay hungry and stay after it every week, no matter what. And I think I think Coach Lynn, again, it starts with him as far as his demeanor and his message after those games we've lost. There's no panic. There's no all of a sudden let's go into. It's just let's go, let's bounce back and go win. And so we've been able to do that. And again, when you win 12, shoot, that's a heck of a year. But I think, like we all know now, it seems the obvious. But I mean, it's all 0 now. Everything's 0. And who can play the best for this first 4 quarters, and whoever does that will win and get a chance to get 4 more quarters. I don't think you look at it big picture, although we know the big picture is can you win 4 football games, but I think you got to win 1 before you can even think about the next one.
All right, thanks, Will.
Okay.